Werner Herzog's mysterious character, the Client, in the new Star Wars show, The Mandalorian, may only make a brief appearance in the premiere, but his role plays an instrumental part in driving the narrative forward. Herzog's character gives the Mandalorian a bounty which is far too valuable to pass up. And when listening to his dialogue, one can surmise that he may be a man of interesting means and questionable morals, who hopefully will have a larger role in the series as it progresses. After some further investigation, here are some facts that you might have missed about the Client. Werner Herzog is often regarded as one of German cinema's most valuable exports, but he actually may not be as financially successful as he is critically. One of his main motivations for latching onto the Jon Favreau-directed project was actually to fund his other artistic endeavors. In a Vanity Fair article published earlier this year, Werner revealed that he joined the production initially to fund his new film, Family Romance, which revolves around a Japanese company that offers people for hire to be anything from fathers to girlfriends. He later went on to state that he joined the cast of The Mandalorian because he also enjoyed the screenplay, stating, "I looked into the part, and it looked good and interesting." Being a prolific actor, director, producer, writer, and now part of the Star Wars universe, one may assume that Werner took the necessary steps towards researching his role by watching some, if not all, of the Star Wars works available to him, although that could not be further from the truth. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Herzog cavalierly stated, "I have never seen a Star Wars film, but it doesn't matter." In a similar vein, when asked in a recent interview with Variety about Jon Favreau's legacy and working with him, Herzog claimed, "I do not know what other films he has made." When told that Favreau made the latest Lion King film, Herzog mentioned that he enjoyed the original, especially for Hans Zimmer's score. When it came to preparing for his role at least, it appears Herzog was too deep within the land of silence and darkness. The piece of metal given to the Mandalorian bounty hunter by the Client was actually Beskar. For those who may not remember, Beskar, also referred to as Mandalorian iron, is one of the strongest metals in the galaxy, which can withstand blaster fire and lightsaber slashes. Due to its durability, it became an integral part of the Mandalorian armor. The metal was used by the Mandalorian warrior Sabine Wren, who appeared in the Star Wars Rebel TV show to create a superweapon called the Arc Pulse Generator. The Arc Pulse Generator was then utilized by the Galactic Empire as well, which explains how the Client has access to Beskar. In The Mandalorian, the Client is seen wearing a medal with the Galactic Empire symbol and is the leader of some sort of Imperial remnant with stormtroopers. When the Client asks the Mandalorian bounty hunter to capture or kill the asset, one might expect a middle-aged enemy that the bounty hunter will have to face at the climax of the episode, and not a Yoda-faced looking baby. So why is the Client so interested in the asset? Perhaps because the baby is presumably the same species of both Yoda and Yaddle, who were both Force-sensitive and Jedis. Therefore, if the asset is truly of the same species as Yaddle and Yoda, the asset holds much potential. Its potential could be why Dr. Pershing wants the asset captured and alive, which could then be utilized for the remnants of the Client's Imperial team. Conversely, the Client seems ambivalent towards capturing the asset dead or alive, as he views the asset as powerful but also a dangerous threat. Regardless, both the Client and the asset are still shrouded in mystery. We will have to wait until the later episodes to find out more about these enigmas. As mentioned earlier, the only scene in the season premiere that contained the Client, he was wearing a medal that contained the Galactic Empire emblem and had a handful of stormtroopers protecting him. Given these cues in the context of which The Mandalorian takes place, which is approximately 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi, it seems very likely that the Client is a high-ranking official who is trying to scrap together what is left of the Galactic Empire. The purpose of trying to reconfigure the Galactic Empire is of course to rebuild it to its former glory, which in the sequel trilogy ends up evolving into the First Order. As the episodes of The Mandalorian continue to air, we might just see the Client become a central figure to the rise of the Galactic Empire's successor. Werner Herzog is very much like the Client which he plays in The Mandalorian. Both he and the character are quite puzzling and seem to have so much going on behind their eyes. This is all the more interesting when one considers how many years Werner has been in the public eye, yet still remains somewhat of a mystery. He is a prolific filmmaker, with being involved in numerous projects since the 1960s. A stoic and intimidating man by nature, this is a man who can simultaneously be considered an eccentric and an enigma, who typically leaves one with more questions than answers. He has famously said that he only owns one suit and a single pair of shoes, does not own a cell phone, walked from Munich to Paris during the winter to visit his mentor, apparently knows how to hypnotize chickens, enjoys WrestleMania, was shot with an airsoft rifle, and finally, ate his own shoe after losing a bet with a fellow director. Fortunately, for those who want to see his genius for their own eyes, the latter two incidents on the list have video proof as well. Given his list of artistic and/or bizarre achievements, it should come as no surprise as to why he was cast to play the mysterious client in The Mandalorian. Overall, what did you think of the season premiere? Was it great, terrible, or meh? Are you excited for the following episodes, or did the premiere disappoint you enough to watch something else? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, subscribe to Screen Rant for more, and may the Force always be with you.